Hey, welcome if you are new here, or welcome back if you have been here before. I am Freya, this is Budgie Budgets, and today we are doing our budget with me. Happy Sunday. I hope you're having a lovely weekend. We will do a very quick cash unstuffing. There's only actually, after the massive spendiness of last week, we haven't been very spendy this week, which is very nice. So hubby just spent a little bit of money out of his work expenses, so we'll take 30 out of there, leaves us with 50 in there. And then I purchased hubby's birthday present, so we can take everything out of here. So that's 250, 260 coming out of there. So that's his birthday sorted, which is awesome. So that's it. That's all we're unstuffing for this week, which is really nice. So we've got 250, 270, 280, 290, which is one of the smaller unstuffings we've done for quite some time. So we'll pop that over to the side. I'm not doing roundup, you guys. I haven't restarted it yet. I am moving our bank accounts. So for anyone who, I was with Up before, I was with Up, and then I was with ANZ Plus, which was like their version of Up. And it was really good until they changed the terms and conditions. So it was that you got the bonus interest regardless of how much you had in the accounts, in the saver accounts. It worked very similarly to Up, for those of you who are familiar with that. For those of you who are overseas, Up basically, I think your equivalent would be like Monzo or something in the UK. But basically you have your regular account, and then you have an attached savings account where you can split it up into lots and lots of different categories. I think in Up you can have up to 99 different. So it basically makes for digital cash envelope stuffing, which is awesome. And then ANZ released something very similar, if not identical, but it had a better interest rate. So I moved to that, and then they changed their terms and conditions. So you could only get the better interest rate if you added at least $200 per month to the savers and didn't withdraw anything. So for my purposes, that's useless, because I like to keep our rent in there as it builds throughout the month. So we earn interest on that money, and utility bills and all that stuff. So I'm frequently withdrawing from it. So as soon as they put that little caveat on it, it wasn't helpful for me anymore. So I got rid of that and we went back to Up. But I actually thinking about opening accounts with Macquarie Bank, because they have a really good interest rate on their savings account. There's no qualifying factors, and the introductory interest rate is 5.5%, and then it will drop down to 5%. So either way, that's still a lot more than Up is currently offering, even with their bonus rate. So and I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I don't think that they have the same roundup feature that Up and ANZ have. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that just right now. So we're not, that was a very long way to say we're not doing the roundup challenge at the moment. Let me just check, because my phone looks super duper crooked. I think it's fine. I've tried to make a little bit more room, because as you can see, I mean, you guys know, right? You know that I'm super extra. I can't help myself. I just can't. So I've started assembling what I think will be the framework for my budget planner for next year. So I have gone up to an A4. I'm not sure whether that's going to be a permanent thing or not. I didn't have enough rings in either color to do an A4. I only had enough for the 7x9 size, so I've just pinched a couple, but I quite like how it looks, so that's fine. So this is the size that I was doing before. That's the 7x9 classic happy planner size. This is just A4. So why I've done that on this occasion is just literally because I don't currently have the energy reserves available to me to sit and cut down the pages. So when I print them like this, I'm not printing on 7x9 size paper. I'm printing on A4 size paper, and then I'm cutting it down. And it just, it makes everything take at least twice as long. And I just don't have the, like creating this yesterday literally killed me. Like that was it. I was absolutely exhausted after that. So, which I know sounds ridiculous. But such is the level of my health at the moment. So I have left it in A4 size. I actually quite like it because it means I can write super chunky, and I have big handwriting usually. So this is basically just the same layout as before. The color is obviously different. I haven't filled out the calendar yet because I'm not 100% sure Let me just make sure you can see all of that because it is obviously going to take up more space now. I'm not 100% sure when, what day hubby's pay is going to fall on, whether it's Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday that it will clear into our account. So I kind of have to wait for that first paycheck this week to work that out. I've got my monthly budget. We'll go through that in a minute. I've got pay 1 budget, pay 2, pay 3, pay 4, all the same. Binder totals. I did swap, I think before I had debt review here, then binder totals, and then end of month. I've just swapped it because I normally do my binder totals first and then debt review and then the end of month. So yeah, I am still working on this in the background, you guys. Obviously, because I want it for myself anyway as well. But I think what I'll probably do is release it as an A4 digital, and then people who want to print it out at A4 can. And those of you who want it in that classic happy planner size, oh, it just got really dark. You just print it. I think I'll have a play around with it to confirm, but I'm pretty sure if you print it at 82%, it will be this size, and then you can just trim it down. I think that's how it will work. So I will play with it to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's how it will work. So, oh, you guys, that sun has gone behind a cloud on me. So maybe I might just turn my lights on. Just hold on a sec. That might be a little bit better. I am in a rush this morning because I'm hoping to head out this morning and buy the chest of drawers for my daughter because IKEA still have their Black Friday sale happening and I want to get in. I want to get in first thing this morning before, like, literally right as they open, because I don't need to go through the whole store. I know exactly what I want. So I may well go and do that this morning, I think. So let's quickly get through this and then I can be on my way. So our regular income for this month is $7,989. We're expecting a child support payment of $1,229. This is definitely going to be different to that. This is absolutely an estimate because I don't know what hubby's new net pay is going to be once it hits our account each fortnight. Got no idea. Also, our government payments keep changing. I don't know what's happening. I let them know that our rent has increased and therefore they decreased our payments. I'm very confused about that because we are entitled to a small amount of rent assistance. But yeah, for some reason that payment decreased. No idea what that's about. I think we must have gone over some kind of threshold of like rent per fortnight or per week that you can pay. But anyway, so yeah, this number is likely to be a little bit different to this. I don't know how much different. It's going to be a fun month. We'll find out. So we have a total of $9,218 to budget this month. So rent is getting $2,624. Internet's getting $110. I'm also not sure about that. We were on a promotional rate with Telstra where we got it for $100 a month for a certain amount of months. I cannot remember how many months that was for. I also cannot remember when we signed up to them. So this might be 100, it might be 110. If it's only 100, I'll just pop the $10 into savings challenges. Insurance, that's for our contents insurance, gets $49. Health insurance gets $264. I am keeping it. With all of my health issues, I am just far too nervous to be without it, basically. And I know like not all of the things that are wrong with me, but quite a few of the things that are wrong with me are genetic. And if my children have something that crops up that requires surgery, like I already know that my son is a bendy little buddy like myself, and so is definitely my youngest, and my oldest is perhaps not as severely affected as me, but certainly is affected. So, you know, if they were to dislocate something, they needed some kind of surgery, I don't want them to have to be waiting 3 or 6 months or whatever if it's not emergent. So yeah, we will begrudgingly keep it for now. That is the cheapest rate that I've found. I have shopped around, but I'm always, every few months I try and look out for a new and better deal. I haven't found one actually for about, I think we've been with these guys for maybe years, and I haven't found a better deal with the same coverage. So that's fine. Swimming is getting $323. I'm not actually sure that all of that is going to be paid out. My older two are thinking that perhaps they don't want to continue with squad. I think the next round of competitions has them a little bit embarrassed because they took out first place in nearly every single race last time around, and they certainly haven't got worse at swimming in that time. So they actually don't want to go because I think they're a little bit embarrassed about no one else then winning at first place ribbon. I think they feel like they've kind of outgrown the squad where they are. So that may well disappear. My daughter is definitely super keen to continue swimming though, so I might just take her to the local swimming pool. So some of that might, like once a week for a swim. So yeah, some of that we might be able to allocate somewhere else, which would be really nice. Apple Care is getting $6. That's insurance for my youngest daughter's iPad for school. Xbox is $23. That's out of hubby's spending money. Spotify is $24, covers the whole family. iCloud is $15. That's mostly just my storage. I moved over from Google One earlier this year. I'm going to be honest, guys, I'm not loving it. Like, I'm loving the ease of, because my Mac is my main computer and I use an iPhone, I'm loving the ease of accessing files between devices. That's great. But their photo storage, the search functions in it and its ability to recognize people has got nothing on Google Photos. Google Photos is a million times better. So I'm not sure whether I'll downgrade that again and go back to Google. I'll see. Netflix has got $19, YouTube $17. So total fixed expenses, $3,474 for the month, leaving us with $5,744. Groceries, we're allowing $1,600 this month. Takeout, $435. That is a bit higher than usual. That is because we've already overspent last week. I'll talk about that when I do this week's budget. And yeah, I mean, we're likely to get takeout here and there over the Christmas period just because things are busy. Petrol $2.20, tolls is $30, MyKey, which is our public transport system, also $30. Chemist is getting $80, dog food's getting $100, dog bones is getting $70, spending for hubby and I is getting $140, so $70 each, and pocket money for the 3 kids is $70. So we've got $2,780 in our variable expenses, with $2,964 remaining. And of that, going into envelopes, into our home binder, although I am thinking I'm going to change up my binders a little bit, you guys. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I think I am, just to try and condense them down a little bit. So the home binder will be getting $741. I know that's a weird amount. That's because of a subscription that's in there. I won't actually cash stuff that. It'll just sit in our account. The car binder is getting $230, life binder is getting $310, medical binder $180, the kids binder $278. Again, it's a strange amount. That's because of my daughter's tennis. Dogs is getting $115, fun binder is getting $100, events $85, birthdays $180, mini Mondays will get $90, and our other savings games will get $200. For a total of $2,509, which leaves us with $455, and that is all going on debt payments. So our MasterCard, the minimum repayment has now dropped below $150, so I'm now going to make that payment $150, and I've put the difference onto our Visa card. The reason for that is because the MasterCard is not currently accruing interest and will not accrue any interest until halfway through 2026. Which means it is not our first priority. The Visa is our first priority. So the more money we can get on there, the less interest we pay. And so whilst every time that drops down by a margin of $5, I will round down and put the extra $5 on here. That's how I've been managing it so far, and that's how I'll continue doing it. So that totals $455, and that is our zero-based budget for the entire month of December. Now, I'm going to pull this out because we all know it's much easier to write on. Let me pop this over here. Whoops. I am worried that I'm under budget for December, like that I've under budgeted for quite a few things. Just because I know it's going to be a super spendy month, and I wish I had a little bit more. I wish I had a little bit more set aside literally everywhere. So we've got $2,645. So this is actually from my husband's final pay at his old job. So this will cover us for the fortnight, but he will get a pay from his new job also at some point in this fortnight. I will budget that next week because I don't know how much it's going to be, which day it's going to fall on. I've got no idea. So hopefully, for the most part, that will be extra cash. I will need it to cover the few days at the end of this, like, kind of fortnight cycle, because there's a few days difference between when this was paid and when his new pay goes through. I hope that makes sense. So this is normally paid on a Monday evening. His new pay, I think, is going to be on a Wednesday or Thursday. So from his new pay, I will need enough to cover the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday, depending on which day it's paid. So I'll need a little bit of extra money to cover that gap, and then whatever else is over and above that will be bonus money for December, which will be awesome because I think that we'll need it. So out of this paycheck, we are putting $1,312 towards rent and $55 towards internet. So I have changed how I am doing our budget a little bit. I don't know whether it was a good idea to do that in December, but I have. So how I am doing it now for all of our fixed expenses and for most of our envelopes, not for absolutely everything because I can't make it work that way and still do savings challenges. I have split up all of our expenses by 48. So that is 48 weeks of the year for every regular pay. And then that means from our golden paycheck, there are some things that still need to be covered, some regular expenses, things like all of our variables, so groceries, petrol, spending, all of that stuff I've divided by 52 weeks. And so I will need those extra golden paychecks for that. But all of our main expenses I've split by the 48, which then means that when our golden paycheck comes around, there won't be any rent payment required to come out of that. And that means we should have that extra money to put towards other things. So with those paychecks, I'm thinking I will use that extra money for savings challenges, for Christmas, to pump up birthdays, and to pump up other categories that generally need more money, like clothes, other events like Halloween, Valentine's Day, stuff like that, birthday party for the kids, those sorts of things. And then obviously if any other expenses have come up in that time, it'll go towards that too. And additionally, obviously the hope will always be that at least a portion of it will go towards an extra debt repayment. So that's the plan. We'll see if it works, but that is the plan. Okay, so groceries is getting $398. Now takeaway is getting a lot. It is getting $165. Probably $100 of that is to cover overspending from this past week. We actually didn't do too badly in terms of relying on takeaway, given that hubby was working in the city. He did finish early a couple of days, which was really nice. Actually, the biggest unexpected one was we made green curry for dinner, and I made the terrible mistake of getting a different curry paste to what we usually use. So hubby cooked it up and it was delicious, but oh my God, you guys, it was so spicy. I was crying. Like I could feel it burning in my ears. So we couldn't eat it for dinner. So we went and got takeaway for dinner, but hubby likes a bit of spice in his food. So we've just made that meal prepping basically, and he's got his lunches set for the whole week. Because we couldn't eat it. That was dinner last night. So there was no chance of the kids being able to eat it. So that was our unexpected takeaway, but that's fine because we've been able to cover it there. So petrol is getting $55, and it will get $55 every single week now instead of the larger amount every fortnight. Chemist is getting $20, and then spending is getting $60. That'll be $30 for me and $30 for hubby. And then we've got clothes in here too because I did overspend a little bit on clothing. So that's $30 going into there. So that totals $728, which should leave us with $550. And then I do that every time, hey? We can pop this back in here. I do love a disc bound system for this reason. Okay, and then sinking funds, our cash envelopes are getting a total of $320, and then Mini Mondays is going to get $30, although probably moving forward through the rest of December we'll only get $20. And then our other savings games are going to get $50. So that should total $400 and leave us with $150. And that is our MasterCard debt payment for this month. So that is it, you guys. That is our zero-based budget for this week. So next week will still be relatively normal because it will be our government income, and then it might have the addition of hubby's extra pay from his new job, And then kind of the fortnight after that, we'll be able to see what a full paycheck looks like for him, which will probably be, oh guys, I don't even know actually, because his new workplace has mandated shutdown over the Christmas period. So I don't even know what that does to his pay either. So the next good few weeks, if not next month and a bit, are going to be a bit of a learning curve. We're just going to have to see how we go, and we're just going to have to roll with it. The good thing is that we do have a decent buffer of cash in all of our envelopes and our emergency fund and everything else to be able to do that. So we're in a pretty good spot for it, which I am absolutely thrilled about, not gonna lie. Okay, you guys, I hope you have had a wonderful weekend. Have a beautiful, rest of your Sunday. I hope you like my super extra. This is not, if I sell these, I will be very, very unlikely to do this as a front cover. I'll see how it goes. But if I sell it as a physical item, it will probably just be printed on there in some kind of super cute font. Because yeah, it took me far too long. Maybe I'll do it as like an optional add-on or something. It just took up way too much time. But I really like how it turned out. So, you know, I'm just extra like that. I can't help myself. All right, you guys, I will let you go. I hope you have a wonderful week. Oh, my dog's going bananas. I will see you guys tomorrow for Mini Mondays with my little ducky. Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.